Hey friends, I uh, I am about to embark on a trip with my daughter, my 5 year old. We're about to fly to Chicago to meet the new life that has joined the family. Her cousin, my niece. Super exciting. Super exciting. And she's as excited as I've ever seen her to go get on a plane. She always loves getting on planes. She loves travel no matter where to or when. But this travel to go meet her new baby cousin is it's definitely in the top trips of all time as far as like how excited we are about it. And, you know, it's funny how life works sometimes. We had this wonderful concert yesterday. I was kind of leading up to it in my post yesterday, and we we did our performance in the evening, and it was really beautiful, really fun, really good energy. Kids played great. Annalise played beautifully, and I felt satisfied with where I had gotten to with the music. I just felt good playing it. It was I had done my work. That's what I can say. I had done my work, and I could feel really invested in making the music, and that's where my attention was. I didn't have playing music that I'm reading, and particularly I spoke a little bit in the lead up in the last couple of weeks. I guess week or so since I found out I was doing this, and biting off a piece or two that were tricky, it just felt like I did what I needed to do. And it was a full moon yesterday, a beautiful, bright full moon. And I was conscious of that energy as it became evening, as the sun went down, as it got dark. I was conscious of that energy kind of starting to do its lifting thing. And I spent the day with an awareness of, if my energy is going to be enhanced tonight, what do I want that energy to be? What do I want to start with? Like if someone said, I'm going to multiply whatever you've got now, I'm going to give you 20% more of that or 100% more of that. What would I want that to be? So that I am increasing something that's desirable. And I kind of sat with that for a lot of the day, and then going into the performance, I was just conscious of what the kind of larger planetary energies were doing. And I have to say, it all just felt like it just channeled and really became a focused beam of real joy and real expressiveness and generosity and playfulness. Playfulness, enjoying making music. And then we went to the Renee Elise Goldsberry concert. This is a woman who played Angelica Schuyler on Hamilton, created the role of Angelica Schuyler on Hamilton back in 2015. And she was doing a solo performance. I mean, not totally solo. She has a band and she had a couple backup singers, but she was basically doing a solo concert. And we took Annalise starting at 7:30. She fell asleep after about 3 songs. But it also felt, she spoke quite a bit about her process and how she got to where she is and what that journey is like and what some of the twists and turns were for her. And it was just very cool to hear another artist speak about tell her success story in a way, and talk about the challenges she still faces and what she still struggles with, and all the while making incredible music with incredible musicians. It was a great way to great way to top off an already very full and very exciting day, and a great way to use the energy of that expansiveness, that sort of like elevating the energy that the moon did for us. Felt like we put it to good use. And I say, life moves in thresholds because tomorrow we take a trip. Anytime I take a trip, especially an airline trip, feels like a chapter ends and a chapter starts. And in this case, it's a pretty short trip. So when we come back, a new chapter will start here. And I think that that's one of the really valuable things about travel and about breaking routines, is that you get to kind of restart your process. You get to come back to your routine with a little bit of freshness. And it feels so fitting that we had this really kind of like a climax yesterday, a build to a big accomplishment for Annalise, a really satisfying experience for me. I felt like we were part of several students' journeys. There were some kids who played really difficult pieces, and this was kind of like one of the first times they've performed on a setting like this. It was really, really something. And so to have had that yesterday and then had today to just kind of like relax, we went for a hike. Get packed up, and we'll be on our way tomorrow morning. It just feels like there's a kind of like a chapter has ended. We're going to go do this super fun trip, meet a new human being who's going to grow into a full human being and be talking before we know it. We're starting that journey. And then we'll come home and we'll be in a different place. So I also received some input yesterday by doing this concert with the UNM String Lab. I'm also connecting now with those musicians, with those teachers, and I had some really interesting conversations about how to help steward a young person's budding musicianship, how to be the parental guide to a young person's musical development. I got a book from one of the teachers. I got a recommendation for another book. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful, and it's almost a relief to sort of bring into conversation with other people, especially people who in general, are going to know more about this than I do. But to bring something into conversation, like the way that I work with Annalise on violin, and bring that into conversation with people who have done it either with their own kids or have done it as long time, lifelong, basically, music teachers, that feels like a real, it feels like a real, it relieves me of the only outlet or the only processing that I do being in my head, because that's not really processing it. That's not, that's just, I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's very effective, and sometimes I think I really do make strides, and I have breakthroughs and insights, but it's really nice to open it up and be able to kind of share some of the experiences I'm having, and get some feedback that lets me, hopefully, I mean, I can't speak to what it will do for me yet, because I haven't really fully received it. I haven't read the books, but hopefully it will inform the decisions I make, so that I'm not just taking my best guess, best swing at what I think is the right way, but I'm actually working with more information, and there's some, because it all feels so unique when you're doing it yourself and you're with your child. It all feels like it's the first time it's ever happened. We know it's not, but it feels like it is. So having a bit of like perspective and being able to zoom out and look at that, that's what one of the things, actually, I'm setting that, I guess, as I speak. I'm setting that as an intention for this time in Chicago. How can we back up off of what we do here, give it some space to breathe, go do something really fun, go play, and hopefully connect in a new way around the way we work? That would be a wonderful, wonderful goal, wonderful outcome. That's where I am today, folks. Tomorrow I'll probably do this video from Chicago. Or maybe I'll do it before I fly to Chicago. We'll see. But thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.